इसमें ऑप्शन दिया है क्या कुछ डीएलसी से डाल
Shri Anjani Kumar sir, ED Works Bhilai Steel Plant, Shri Valediction Dhawan, ED Operations SAIL, Shri Tapas Das Gupta, CGM in charge Iron, Shri Sudhir Kumar, CGM RED, Chief General Managers of SAIL, dignitaries who have come from other steel units, senior officers, delegates and my dear friends. On behalf of Bhilai Steel Plant, I welcome you all to the valediction ceremony of this 65th Refractory Operating Committee meeting. Now we would like to welcome our dignitaries with praise. May I request Malini Madam to kindly welcome our Director in charge sir. Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Madam Shraddha Singh to kindly welcome ED Works sir, Anjani Kumar sir with the flower bouquet. Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Madam Philomena to welcome ED Operations SAIL with flower bouquet. Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Madam Avanti Vachla to welcome CGM in charge Iron Shri Tapas Das Gupta sir with the flower bouquet. Now I request Madam Richa Avasthi to kindly welcome CGM RED Shri Sudhir Kumar sir with the flower bouquet.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to all my colleagues. May I request respected Sri Anirban Das Gupta, sir, Director in charge Bhilai Steel Plant, Sri Anjani Kumar, sir, ED Works, Bhilai Steel Plant, Sri Varinder Dhawan, sir, ED Operations, SAIL, Sri Manish Kujur, sir, GMRD CIS and Secretary of 65th ROCM, to occupy the dais, please. May I request Sri Sudhir Kumar, sir, to escort the dignitaries.
यहाँ पे प्रेजेंटेशन दिखाओगे ना, तो फिर हम लोग वहाँ से कैसे देखेंगे? यहीं बैठे रहते हैं।
हाँ ठीक है।
हाँ प्रेजेंटेशन है ना,
ये हटाना पड़ेगा, चेयर भी हटाना पड़ेगा।
ठीक है, चेयर
तो 180 डिग्री तो घूमेगा नहीं हमारा साथ।
बिल्कुल।
उसको बोलिए किसी को हटा देगा।
थोड़ा ये तो ये कुर्सी बिकॉज नहीं तो लोगों को प्रेजेंटेशन दिखेगा नहीं ना, हम लोग बैठ जाएंगे वहाँ। चेयर साइड में कर दो ना। और अभी कोई भाषण भी है क्या? भाषण हाँ, तो यहाँ वहाँ जाके बोल देंगे 2 मिनट, उतार दोगे, क्या करना है स्टेज का?
I believe this two-day week has been instrumental in enriching knowledge and experience of all the participants. Now may I request Sri Manish Kujur, sir, Secretary of 65th ROCM, to summarize and present key takeaways of this meet.
Very much thanks. And good afternoon to all. Respected PIC sir, ED Work sir, Senior Lieutenant sir, ED Operations sir, Senior R&D sir, all the ADs, CGs and CGs, and the friends. Last 2 days, it is a summary of the thing, what we have done in last 2 days. We have got 4 sessions last year, and all the plants, all the 22 plants were there in their presentations. The technical session 1, it was chaired by Mr. G. Prasad, VP Refractory at JSW Steel. And the company represented were SAIL-BHILAI, JSW Ryder, SAIL-BHILAI, Tata Junction. The takeaway from these companies, these 4 companies, good practices have been followed in the creating of new line ladder to minimize the thermal shock during the first stepping of the hills. Then the repair and replacement of regular and housing blocks is done simultaneously to minimize the failure time. From DSP, we learned about dolomite bricks. Earlier it was used, but mount charm and repair time increased, so it was discontinued. Then there are the operating conditions like changing of inner nozzle, online usage of IPV introduction of welded mother plate, which led to the increase in ladder life. From JSW Rider, we learned about creating of ladder in excess of 20 hours, at least 23 hours. They increase the total ladder life. It is the same from BSP, but we learned about reduction in holding time is directly related to increase in ladder life as given by JSW Rider, and they also shown the graph. From Tata Junction, we learned about the various modules are being used in various categories as per operating demands. That was category 1, category 2, category 3. As per the demand of operation, they are using the refractory. They are also using the oxycarbide based sealing block, reduced to carbon monobricks, no cement sole based sealing blocks, led to reduced erosion. Also used of fuel magnesia with higher fixed carbon to improve corrosion and spoil industries. In the session 2, it was chaired by Mr. Nodi Chita. He is from Refractory as well as Tata Steel Junction 2. And the companies who presented were Tata Camaria, SAIL-BHILAI, RNL, SAIL-RSP. So we learned from them. Tata Camaria explained the role of operating conditions on performance of steel ladder lining. They also explained that increase in grade of steel is inversely proportional to the refractory life, because ultimately you have to make steel. operational vendors practices of steel ladders at BSP, which was explained in detail, and key factors affecting the ladder life were also discussed. So from SAIL-BHILAI, we learned about the experience with bricks they have used. From with the use of external bricks, the life of the ladder increased. MG bricks was also being used to increase the life of the ladder. From SAIL-RSP, we learned about some various operating conditions, and they also changed some practices like the addition of limestone chips to make foaming slag, and which is also being tried, and the flux and deoxidation practice is redesigned during tapping at the pier, addition of coke in ladder bottom. In the third session, it was chaired by Mr. Shubham. He is HOD R&D at JSW Steel BPSL, and the companies who presented were JSW Vijayanagar, Tata Veeramandali, SAIL-ASP, SAIL-SSP, SAIL-ISP, and Tata Karimnagar. We got from them JSW Vijayanagar use of pre-fitted plugs for extended life SOCH plugs can be used. It is also the recommendation for other steel plants. Introduction of ladder plug inspection to ensure working of punching plug, avoiding repeated use of some ladders for consumer RH sheet was also suggested. SAIL-SSP talked about the various operating conditions of charging ladder and cleaning ladder. Constraint they are facing as well as remedies to constraint were discussed. Veeramandali told the highlights of their ladder operation, ladder issues, and initiative taken by them to mitigate their issues. Tata Karimnagar told about the performance of steel ladders, challenges faced. Also, the options to take care of current issues. From ASC Durgapur, we learned about the brief operation schematic as and the constraints faced by the action plan for improvement. SAIL-ISP told effect of various parameters that affect the ladder life. It was nicely explained through the graphs. Key factors for improvement of steel ladder performance also discussed. In the technical session 4, it was chaired by Sri Somak Chakrabarty, GM Refractory, JSPL Driver. And the companies who presented were JSW BPSL, JSL Jajpur, MMDC, Nagarnar. We learned from them implementation of 100% DRM at BPSL, and from that their specific cost reduced to 23%. Inventory takeover also being done by the vendors. So the good show of DRM explained by JSW BPSL, and also the new design of slide deck as per operating requirements was also explained, and geopolitical based inserts was also explained. From NMDC, Nagarnar performance of steel ladder life we learned. JSL Jajpur explained about the details of performance of teaming ladders, some causes of various problems faced during operation. We also discussed the very good quality bricks and limited mid-campaign repair of the teaming ladder and its improved life also discussed. Today we discussed about all the data what has been asked from the plants, and it was compiled, and we from the morning till time we discussed, and it was chaired by Sri RKC CGM side. So some of the recommendations suggested by the companies, like the use of hybrid plugs, then ladder scanner to see the ladder conditions, then special factories for making ultra-low carbon steel, metal cladded bricks at the top layer, then slide deck flip-flop type slide deck plate. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights. Now we would like to welcome any of our delegates who would like to share their views on the Q&A session. Anyone who would be interested.
Yeah, respected sirs, myself Navneet from Tata Steel Jamshedpur. I must say to start that it has been a really 2 days of intense learning. The way that the entire team of Bhilai Steel Plant RTCH was involved in the entire process, the way they coordinated, arranged, made different arrangements to make our stay and our this particular event so nice. I'm really, I must say that, really happy. And at the outset, I want to thank the entire team of BSL for this. After a long time, again I remember twice a year. So there used to be a follow-up meetings and we used to discuss about recommendations. So it will only be considered successful if we are able to implement the recommendation which has been discussed out of this meeting. So that is one takeaway that we need to take care of the recommendations. At the same time, at the personal level also, while we come for such meetings, we have to prepare. We also study some papers and come. So at a personal, individual level also, a lot of opportunity for growth and learning is there. So my only request is that we should continue with this process. And again, we should have it after, I don't know, after a period of 6 months, we have planned, or after a year.
1 year.
After 1 year, okay, it will be an annual event, so, but we need to have the follow-up for the recommendations, so that is one thing we should do. So that's all from my side. Thanks again, once again, to all of you for this event. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
We can have a Teams meeting or PC में कर सकते हो। और एक काम और कर सकते हैं कुछ साहब कि नेक्स्ट होस्ट वॉलंटियर कौन कर रहा है?
SPL
कर दिया उन्होंने। हाँ।
नहीं वो बात करेंगे पहले बात करेंगे।
हाँ, ताकि लोग प्रिपेयर्ड हो जाए अभी से, सब तैयारी कर ले। थीम भी डिसाइड कर लो कि नेक्स्ट मीटिंग में क्या थीम रखेंगे। जिस इस बार स्टील लैडल था उस नेक्स्ट में क्या रखोगे। और बीच में जैसे कि धवन साहब बोल रहे हैं कि एक VC में फॉलो अप मीटिंग कर लेना 6 महीने के करीब, क्या क्या हुआ है। नीड नॉट बी एट एनी प्लेस बट VC में सबका तो है ही। जूम लिंक दे के जस्ट नहीं तो हम लोग सो जाते हैं फिर बीच में। हाँ, ठीक है, ओके, थैंक यू।
Would any other delegate would like to share his views? Then he would be most welcome. We have system of momentum presentation for the speakers. So those who would share his views would present momentum to them.
वहाँ से खुद चले गए होंगे। बोल दिया मैंने को।
बुला लो एक आदमी, बुला लो।
So we would like to proceed ahead. We have with us Sri Anjani Kumar sir, ED Works, Bhilai Steel Plant, who have always been a source of inspiration and guidance to us. May I request ED Works, Sri Anjani Kumar sir, to enrich the house with valuable inputs.
Thank you. Respected DI sir, and even Dhawan sir, all CGMs and participants. Very good afternoon to all. First of all, I congratulate the organizing committee of 65 Refractory Operating Committee meeting for successful organization of this event. The purpose of this meeting is to adopt the best refractory application practices and achieve a competitive specific refractory consumption. Thus, the producing clear, sustainable, and cost-effective steel, so that we can compete in this global market. Yesterday, there are the 4 sessions as shared by the producer. And the discussion and acquired knowledge about the role of operating conditions on performance of steel ladders, refractory linings, and future lining material. If you will see, 30% of our refractories consumed by the steel. In current geopolitical scenario, when the China is making such a cheap steel, all the root cause of that thinks that they are getting very old, cheap coal from Mongolia and a lot of coal from Indonesia. Whereas in our cell unit, almost 80-90% dependent on the imported coal, and the availability and the cost is also matter for us. So that's why in this competitive market, you have to see wherever is possible. So that's why this overall this interaction is very important for particularly our SAIL and BHILAI unit. Refractory, at present the life of the refractory lining in the steel ladder varies from 100 to 200 weeks. And I think in our case is 124 is the maximum which we have achieved. 20. So still we have to go a long distance when we are talking about 200 feet. In BSP, over the past few years, we have seen very good improvement in steel ladder life and thereby a reduction in the cost of the steel ladder refractory. However, all our achievements so far are just the beginning. I hope that in these 2 days, you must have acquired insights through the interaction, exchange of ideas about the meaningful and achievable solution for the reduction in the refractory cost in most of the crucial area of steel. So once again, I will thank you all the participants who came here and just enlightened us how to reduce our cost in refractory. So thank you. And finally, I would also like to thank you, the organizing committee, who has done a wonderful arrangement for our participants. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Valuable insights and experiences provided by seniors and delegates from various steel units, best practices and ideas shared in this meet shall guide all of us in exploring new avenues of growth and development in area of steel ladder refractory. On this occasion, I can recall a famous quote from Manusmriti, "Aprapyam namne hasti, dhirasya vyavasayina," which means nothing is unattainable to the one who has courage and who works hard. May I now request Director in charge, Shri Anirban Das Gupta sir, to kindly guide us with your valuable inputs.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Executive Directors, Shri Anjani Kumar, ED Works, BHILAI Steel Plant, Shri Valediction Thavan, ED Operations, SAIL Corporate Office, my dear CGMs here, delegates, other dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. So at the end of this 4 sessions, I'm happy to note that a lot of implementable ideas have been discussed in all the plants, and I'm very sure that many of them will be actually implemented on ground. That's important. Because to enhance refractory lining life and bring down the cost of refractories is essential. Let us forget about the inter-company competition for the time being. It's a national cause. Because when we reduce the use of resources, our cost of production, Indian cost of production comes down. We become more competitive in the global market. That's very important. Because if you have to negate the threats which are being brought by cheap imports in our country, say from China or other sources, we'll have to become very, very competitive. That Indian industry as a whole. Of course, individual companies will still compete amongst each other, and that should be a healthy competition. And we must share with one another our good practices so that India in general becomes enriched in this technology and our overall national average of refractory consumption goes down. So that as a nation we become more competitive. Another thing, the lesser resources we consume in terms of refractory and others also, we generate less carbon dioxide and we become more resource efficient. So that's very, very important. Recycling, we also must focus that how much of used refractory we can recycle back into the production cycle so that the overall cost and consumption as well as new resource usage for refractory making comes down. And in this, I think we all face the problem of segregation of refractory, that is the refractory waste material, how we segregate the basic refractory from the magnesia carbon refractories, from the alumina based refractories. So this also we have to figure out going forward, so that the segregation at the shop floor, at the origin becomes much more efficient, and the refractory manufacturers get good material for recycling back into the refractory making process. And usage of block has been found to be quite successful, and going forward, I think this will also bring down the cost of production of refractories substantially in our country. Unfortunately, since many of the basic material, magnesia, etc. are not available in our country, and we'll also have to focus that whatever mines we have in SAIL and other regions, we have appropriate beneficiation technologies for magnesite, for upgrading this, for making DBM 90, DBM 96 kind of bricks from this. So I'm very happy that a lot of things have been discussed. I'd also like the organizers to have a kind of a one-pager from each of the participating companies, that going forward, what practices they have learned from others which they will implement in their companies. So if we can have that to do some, I think that would be very nice. Because at the end of the day, when we learn from each other, we also have to identify that, look, I am in X plant, I learned so many things from my plant which they are doing good, so I can also implement in my plant. So that way, everybody I think must have picked up some point or the other from others, and let us all implement, because if collectively we can implement majority of these points in our respective steel plants, I think overall performance of the steel industry in terms of middle life would improve. So I'm very glad that you had a very good 1.5 days to showcase the development in the refractory steel fighter. So wish you very best for that session, and hope you had a nice time. And I also thank the organizing committee, all the people from SAIL-BHILAI, RDCS and other plants and other companies who have come here.
Thank you, sir. May I request Sri Valediction Dhawan sir, ED Operations State, to come on stage and receive the memento.
मैग्नीशियम का ब्रीथ नहीं है इसका.
Thank you, sir. Now may I request Shri G.P. Ganpati Prasad, sir, Vice President Refractory, JSW Steel, Torangalli, Karnataka, and Chairman of First Technical Session on stage, and receive the memento. Thank you, sir. Now may I invite Shri Navneet Sinha, sir, Head of Refractory, Tata Steel Jamshedpur, who chaired second technical session yesterday and enriched the house with his valuable inputs today, to come on the stage and receive the Thank you, sir. Now may I request Shri Shiv Kumar Valediction, sir, Head of Refractory, JSW BPSL, and Chairman of third technical session yesterday, to come on the stage and receive the memento. Thank you, sir. Now may I request the Somak Chattopadhyay, sir, GM Refractory, JSPL Raigad, and Chairman of yesterday's fourth technical session, to come on stage and receive the memento. Thank you, sir. Now may I request the Somak Chattopadhyay, sir, GSP, sorry. Now may I request the R.K. Singh, sir, CGM Operations and Projects, SAIL Refractory Unit, to come on stage and receive the memento. Thank you, sir. Now we will. Thank you, sir. Yeah, it is done. Thank you, sir. As we come close to this session, now may I request Sri R. Gopal Krishnan, sir, GM RED, to propose vote of thanks.
Thank you, Pushpet. What a wonderful half and a 1 day workshop we've had. We've shared our experiences, our achievements, our struggles, our innovations, our problems, and our most importantly, learn from each other. As we conclude the 61st Refractory Operating Committee, we would like to thank all those who were involved in making this meet a huge success. First and foremost, a heartfelt thanks to our Director in Charge, Shri Das Gupta sir, for his continuous support and guidance. A sincere thanks to our ED Works, Shri Anjani Kumar sir, for his guidance in all our endeavors. A special thanks to our ED Operations SAIL, Shri Valediction Dhawan sir, for his presence and support. A thanks to all our Executive Directors, Chief General Managers, Senior Officers who helped us through this process. A thanks to RDCS and SRU for working hand in hand with us in organizing and making this program a huge success. A special thanks to Shri R.K. Singh sir, CJM SRU, and Shri Kuju sir, GM RDCS. A huge thanks to all the delegates from the different steel units of India for participating and sharing your experiences with us. Lots of thanks to the organizing committee, belonging to R&D, personnel, HR, township, L&A, and all those who were engaged in making this program a huge success. And most of all, our earnest thanks to our CGM in charge, Shri Das Gupta sir, who has been a beacon for us in conceptualizing and executing this workshop. Thank you all. Now I invite you all for a sumptuous lunch at the PD Lounge ground floor.
Thank you, Gopal sir. Now we would like to invite Sri Manish Kuju sir, who have been instrumental in the success of this workshop and who have guided us right from the beginning of the plan and drafting of the schedule until the completion of the workshop. Now may I request Sri Tapat Das Gupta sir, CGM in charge Iron, to present memento to Sri Manish Kuju sir. Thank you, sir. With this, now we come close of this session. All are invited for the lunch. And before proceeding for the lunch, everybody is requested to come close to the stage.
Staircase में बोलो.
Okay. Everybody is requested to assemble near the staircase for photograph, for a group photograph. And post lunch, there has been arrangement of transport. All the delegates and participants are requested